Grand Rising, good morning, good day. So y'all see the title. If you didn't, just make sure you're on the top before you come in. I'll turn my chat off because I don't really want the chat on during just my talking. So can you have a crush or continuous love for somebody that you had a misunderstanding with? And what made me bring this up today is due to a continuous song I keep hearing for the last couple, it's actually been a month or two. So I'm like, what is going on? And this Mariah Carey song in there. Now, I haven't listened to Mariah Carey music since the 90s at that. And I haven't really, I actually forgot about that song. But it's weird that it's, literally every time I get up, right? This may sound strange, but I'm sure spiritual people understand. Because I need some good spiritual people to listen. I'm sure they understand. I'm gonna leave the comment section open to see if somebody willing that's what do you say? That's spiritually mature and that's a mature individual, that will actually comment and let me know what they think about this. So it's a Mariah Carey song. I don't remember the title, but I know it goes, even though I try, I can't let go. Something in your eyes. Something like that. And even though you in my dreams or something like that. You all I know, you should know I can't let go. Something like that. Well, the song keeps coming. Just the chorus. And I'm like, what's going on? Right? So I know this doesn't involve that, but I had a situation back then when I was a teenager where I had a friend, because when you're young and stupid, you listen to so-called friends. And this individual, he lived a long distance from where I lived at. And she did too, okay? He knew of her because we all used to go to the same training school. Yeah, he had said something about her that wasn't true. And I didn't find this out till later on. And, me being young and stupid, I'm thinking, okay, you think your friends is all that. Your friends, they know in and everything. What they say is right? Because that's majority of people would take that mindset until they older. Trust me, people do it. And he was there that day at my house. She happened to came on, she come to the house unexpectedly. And I didn't expect it because I'm from North, she's from South Philly. So she happened to come to the door. And literally, no lie, I regret this shit to this day. I wouldn't let her in. Because first of all, I didn't care anyway if she came unexpected. It didn't matter, but she had came in, so I'm talking to her about the door and this and that. He's sitting over there laughing right after he said what he told me about it. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. let me remind you, I'm like 18, 19 years old. I'm just going to, you know what I'm saying? So she said, hey, I wanted to sneak up on you, see what's going on with you. And such and such. I was like, oh, well, why you ain't tell me you was coming such and such the other day? And um, I was like, okay, what you want to do? You want to go out or you want she said, she's like, I don't know. I'm going to see it for a minute. I'm going to rest. All right. So I just happened to get out of like that mindset and I started like kind of, it wasn't a loud argument and I was saying words and we had words and she was like, what's the problem and what's wrong? What did I do? And I'm not letting you in my house. That's what I said. Such and such. And then I went in and closed the door. I never opened that door since then, right? She was sitting there the whole time. This chick sat on that step for a whole half hour before she got up and left. I found out later on that this MF lied, right? On her. Lied on her. She went home, she would call me, she called me for a whole damn week. And then the call started lessening out. You know that's how it goes. It was like a week, then it went 2 weeks. It was 1 day, 2 days, then it stopped. And when I found out this fool lied on the man, I regretted it. Now I'm 19 years old, don't forget now. And I said to myself, you know what? As I got older, I'm not going to pay attention to no friend, nobody. But God gonna give me signs to let me know who's, a rightful individual. So after that event, like I said, I felt real bad, but I was so stupid and young at that time, and I went out there, kept messing around in the street, like I said, not messing around, but just kept, into doing stupid shit outside. Never went down there to her house, never called, never nothing. So later on, I stopped talking to that fool when I found out that he had lied because he was hating. What it was is he wanted to deal with her because he got upset because I talked to her when we was in this training school. So he got jealous because she was getting attention when she first came in. Because she was the tight jean, real skinny, Versace wearing type girl. So what was strange was he was encouraging, and this is one thing you got to be aware of people too. They will encourage you to go with somebody, right? But then when you do get with them individuals, they start hating, but then in reality, they want them individuals. You got to watch out for that too. Be careful of those friends that do that. Because 9 out of 10, that's the problem. If they continuously keep asking you about your relationship or what's going on with such and such, like constantly in your business, that's watch out for them. And that happened to me at a young age, and that's what make me dislike people that get in people's business, relationship business. Okay, if that person with that person, that's on them too. They want to love each other, that's them. You let them live. So, but later on, like I said, me and her, I think she had moved or something like that. I'm not sure. But it was like years later. And I seen him downtown in Philly that time walking. And I'm walking from, what was that, Walnut? Chestnut? Damn, what was I? I know it was around Rittenhouse Square somewhere. I was down there walking up, and I walked to my house that time. No, I was walking to the gallery. So he happened to walk in front of my and right close. I didn't recognize who he was. He passed by. I'm like, oh no, this mother. He stopped. He speaks. Says, yeah, what's up? I didn't see. Yeah, you can tell he still had an attitude about it. But what's funny is how you get an attitude with me for not dealing with you for something you started. You done made me do something dumb to this innocent girl because of your ignorant ass ways, and you knew we was young and stupid. So I'm like, you made me stop talking to her just because of something you lied on her, saying that she was messing around, knowing she wasn't. Because then my family loved her and shit. My family liked them. Man, you did that. That was dirty. So it's crazy how you sometimes over the smallest or the dumbest issue. Sometimes, depending on however the situation is, um, you can still have feelings for people after a misunderstanding of something, and later on they can, like I said, y'all communicate a little less, but then you already know there's something still there, but you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? There's other people that's in the midst of the problem that want to separate you, and you like, I'm like me personally. This is what I'm saying. It depends on the people, the two individuals, if they want to bypass just that little small discussion, situation that just popped up because of other people. Okay, now other people can be sometimes even the people that they associate with. You know what I'm saying? Because people sometimes are into things that the other individual don't want to be around. You understand what I'm saying? And they won't let that go. You know what I'm saying? And it's always those people that I just discussed about that so-called friend I had in the beginning. He was the trouble. Like he was the problem. And if you around something and you in a relationship with somebody, and you have that type of friend around you, and they still around you, you better be careful. You're gonna end up, I'm sorry to say, probably end up like Selena or something like that, or somebody, not saying famous situation, but they be bound to take you out or set you up or do something to you, because you still hanging around them. You know? And what's crazy is in the beginning, before this girl even became involved, in the midst of me and him and shit like that, um, and we in this school at that time, um, he was already into drama. And I'm just like an individual. I was going along with it at that time. Like I said, I'm 19, almost damn 18, 19, grade, turn 20. Dude was a drama, you know what I'm saying? He was a big drama cat. And I'm like, yo, all right, I'm thinking it's cool and it's funny. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, he acting stupid. He doing stupid shit. It's funny. But every time he turned around, he was just sparking beef. In the beginning, I didn't pay attention to it. But then, like I said, when he did what he did, when that situation happened, and I'm like, yo, you dirty, man. You dirty. I can't associate with you. That's like if he get married, he get ready to get married or something, and I do the same thing to him. That would make me okay. Same mindset as him. So, and that's the thing. Those type of people, they don't like when you in their business, okay, or cause problems for them, and their relationship or communication misunderstanding, causing misunderstandings and uh, uh, they can't stand that. Trust me, they can't stand that. And especially those ones that never come or don't, they avoid coming to your house. Because I was surprised that he had came to my house that time when she had came. Because it was always, oh, yo, come down when you such and such. Yo, you were in a different side of Philadelphia, bro. Why you always trying to you don't come down north? Like, why would I keep going down that way? And at that, the school was close to your area. Why you know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, she coming from a farther distance than you. You talking about you somebody, you cool with somebody and such and such. Come to find out, like I said, you causing problems. So you got to be careful of those type of individuals that you, especially if you drag them along with you until you get older. Man, some people will be blind to that shit. You know, just because the person make them feel good or they down with certain things that they into and this and that. Let me tell you something. F all that. When it comes to adulthood and respect for other people, the hell with all that. If you grew up with them or you was neighbors and this and that, if they wrong, they wrong. Except separate from them. And you keep people, like I said, people will be blindsided and not realize how much problems that they have around this specific individual. They won't pay attention to it till something continuously happens. You know? And you can imagine if somebody tells them, yo, your homeboy or your girlfriend doing such and such and she wrong or he wrong. And you don't listen to that shit? But you want to sit and suffer because you want to keep that friendship or that so-called person close to you, man. You better be careful out here. Man. Better be careful. And I said, you can, in my opinion, like I said, surrounding the topic that I'm talking about, you can still have love for a person. Like I said, after a small discussion or a little dispute, sometimes from outside or just you making a mistake based off of outside shit. Ain't nothing wrong with still having feelings and respect for a person. Holding grudges for a long time, dealing with that type of thing, that's not worth it either. You're supposed to be loving people regardless. And that's how I see it. As long as they respect you, you still can associate with that person. And if y'all end up together again, you end up together again. That's your business. That's the problem. People too much in fear of other people's opinions. That's the problem. Opinions. How they see something. Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want my homeboys to see this girl. I don't want my girlfriends to see this dude. So I'm going on. I'm not going to associate with them because they saying something. Man, fuck. If you living like that, you living like that, man, you're going to be regretting it the rest of your life. Every step you take is not going to be your steps. It's going to be your friend's step. You know what I'm saying? Worst thing in the world is you sit around and you have, what do you call it? It's like they like your secret mother and father that nobody knows about, but y'all two always together, or three, or you know what I'm saying? So you got feelings for somebody after a small dispute, let them know. Y'all talk. If you don't, you don't. But always keep that respect and communication the best, to the best of your ability. Because making beef sometimes with people based off of other people's feelings that you take into consideration and in adulthood, that's a major problem. It really is. Before I close out, yeah, but you have family You have certain family members sometimes will get in your business too. And they would purposely do it. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say this real shit on here right now. Black folks, y'all need to stop doing this shit. It's certain ones though. Stop doing this shit. Let me tell you what you do, right? You attack people sometimes, okay, that just end up going with someone. You would say little sneaky shit to somebody. You would do little things, or you'll get another family member to call the person to get business from them of who they with or what's going on with them, so you can on the sideline do little dirty shit to them. Okay, especially if you separate, not separate, but especially if you haven't spoken to that family member in a long time. Y'all motherfuckers will sit there and say that somebody's keeping somebody from family. And half the time, that shit don't even really be going on like that. That's something y'all creating in your mind to cause problems or control a family member. And these people being adults. That's crazy. That's used to your, what do you call it? It's nothing wrong with a tight family bond. But when it gets to the point where you can't keep yanking that adult back to the crib and shit. Because if you keep doing that, then, I mean, there's something up with you. That's my opinion, man, about that. Because I've been noticing that always got something to say. They never really sat and spoke to a person or speak to them. They put some shit out in the air for people to, yo, let me know who he is or what such and such, where he from, what state, what block he from, what neighborhood. And you know who do that a lot? Because I've been around a bunch of old heads from you 50s and 60s. I'm talking about 1950s and 60s. I know how y'all mind work. Y'all still have that street territory mindset. As if somebody, if you want to know a person, you'll move according to that same old gang back in the day mindset and do little dirty shit and think nobody don't know it. Okay, now it depends on the individual that you're trying to attack. Because most people, especially the young boys, don't know too much about that. The same, that old head mindset from the street thing, y'all still move accordingly that way. Some of it is okay, some is correct. But this sending people around the neighborhood shit and driving around to see who's who, creating little problems that the person that they with don't know that you done that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of street problems end up getting into deaths and shit like that happen through the neighborhood. Because people are jealous or they can't stay to themselves or mind their own business. And that be the problem. Control. Sometimes it could be family, financial control. You know what I'm saying? They do little shit like that to people based off of fear of what do you call it? Like I said, it's territory. It's like trying to protect something. You're protecting something because you're the dominant one or you're the elder. You think somebody's out to get something. That's another thing. That's fear. You're supposed to be showing love and respect and what do you call it? Association before you sit here and go to war. You got to figure out a person before you do that, because you can make a mistake and attack the wrong person and not know who or what that person's foundation is because of your arrogancy or your hatred, your jealousy of someone's relationship. You want to play district commander and shit, and send out reports and do little things to people or set up things, or you know what I'm saying. I even seen and heard and experienced myself when people send females. People will send females to see and make sure if you don't mess around on their daughter or their cousin or such and such. It's stupid shit like that. And if you stupid enough, this is for the fools that fall for that. If you stupid enough to fall for that, man, you haven't grown up, especially if you past 25, 28 years old. Y'all gotta be careful, man. There's so many things that people do out here in this world that is crazy. And it's always off the what do you call it? Based off of either, the jealousy, the hatred, or the envy, anything in that category, they will do these things. So like I said, you communicate with somebody and you still got feelings for them or whatever, you let them know. Make sure that you keep the outside influence away from you. Okay. And it don't matter who it is, family or friends, because only God can sit and put you together. Otherwise than that, you gotta watch your friends and everybody else. And let that small event stop. I'm out.